What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, we're doing a Kurumx VOD review. Kurum's sitting at about 1,000 LP, so having a pretty good climb on the server. And I really want to VOD review Kurum because I want to talk about the comp that he played today. I think it's a line that I've been playing a lot. It's a line that got a lot better on this patch, very weirdly, and so I think it's just one of those lines that we got to talk about, and who better to VOD review than Kurum. So start off here with a bunch of random stuff, honestly, but here is where the game plan is really going to get started. We have this Leona pair here, and we see a Zoe and shop here, so we're going to throw Zoe onto the board here. Man, he did that. Okay, he pulled that quickly. Okay, so we have 3 different Arbiter options, 40% HP, Arbiter star level, and Arbiter spend 50 mana. And we have some really nice effects here. We have Print Leona, we have gain 70 AP, or gain AP in general, and then gain free rerolls. I am a huge proponent of these gain Leona options, and the spend 50 mana, I think should be better. Yeah, spend 50 mana into Print Leona option is going to be what we're going to grab here. We even have a Protector's Vow that we could potentially slam into it. These early offerings are kind of awkward. Lowest of keys, you can take 2 tanky and play for a Leona 4 print here. I don't know that that's what Kurum does here, but if he does, he's a beast. I mean, it's low key. Like, honestly, I've seen people do this and it's been really good. We could also just take Money Hungry and have a good augment, a very solid econ augment. I think that might be what Kurum opts to take here. And yep, he is going to pick that up here. Picks up the Nasus 2, which is really nice. So we have a nice front line to allow this Leona to cast more. And yeah, this is going to be our board here. Okay, so he's going to hold on to this now. I would not be surprised, I was going to say, to see him just slam the Protector's Vow in this spot here. But he's going to hold on to it for now. So why is this Leona printer thing so good? Why is it something that's even better this patch than it was last patch? If you guys saw my Nanande VOD review where I talked about this ASOL comp, one of the reasons why this Leona printer thing is so good is because now you can go over 100% chance to print units. You can go to 150% chance and potentially print 2 Leonas in a fight, which can just really accelerate your ability to hit 3-star. The other thing is that Fast 9 is quite solid on this patch, with a lot of the reroll being pulled out. You basically have 2 options this patch. You can go Fast 8 and play one of these 4-cost lines, or you can go Fast 9 and play Fast 9. And so having this as a tool in your toolkit as an option is really important. And the nice thing, when you have an opener like this, especially like the gain mana one, I really like this because of the ability to kind of like start to go infinite, and you print a Leona 2, and then this Leona 2 is actually going to make us pretty strong for stage 2. This is going to allow us to hopefully win some fights, or at least have some close fights, and then that will allow us to get to eventually printing more Leonas and printing Leona 3. Then once we hit Leona 3, that's going to stabilize us and also turn into an econ source. All right, Cosmic Hex here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is actually really solid here. This allows us to juice up this Leona, who once again we are just gonna print for free here. We do take the belt here. I don't know if we would like to make a real redemption slam here. It would be a great Leona item and would make fights go long, but it's a little crazy to me. He's gonna Cosmic Hex here. I don't think you can make redemption here, just because it's going to kill any ability for you to get to damage items this game. So I think we just hold on to these components. Gonna sit on this board on level 4. We've actually lost 2 fights here, which doesn't feel amazing from the perspective of potentially pushing Fast 9 this game, but not the end of the world, especially once we hit this Leona 3, then our board is really going to kind of take off, and he's really trying to get her to get one more cast off to get the extra prints. It's okay, Zoe can still cast and get prints here, though we don't actually print here. So sad. And we do actually build the Pike 2, interestingly enough. Yeah, he's going to play this guy on his board. Just a Pike 2, a random Pike 2 is not the worst on the board. He can disrupt backline. He can honestly just sometimes one-tap backliners who are weak enough. Even this 0-item Pike spot, he can actually be pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see where we go from here. Rotate into this guy with a beautiful Corki. Well, probably. Yeah, actually, no, it's going to end up being Kaisa. I thought it was Corki when I saw that Rogue spat, but then they also have a Darkstar spat, so probably actually just going to be a Kaisa game. Going to sell these guys off, make some gold, and honestly, it's a little unlucky. It's been taking us a while to print these Leonas. Yeah, we're going to get Conduit in here to get a little bit better chance to start actually like getting cast off, getting these Leonas printed. But yeah, it's actually been kind of a slow start for for Kurum. The upside is we have this econ augment that's going to scale up throughout the entire course of the game. We're going to get a lot of gold out of this as the game goes on. And we also do pick up the Mordekaiser, who is a great in on this board. Would love to pick up our fourth Vanguard unit and then just have really, really long fights here. Need to make some damage items. I mean, you can make you could make like a Morello here. You could make you could make Shojin Morello here, which I think is what Kurum's looking at making in this spot here. It's not the most flexible into these like normal, like Nova Fast 9 options. It does mean you'd be playing more of an AP based Fast 9, which is actually like really good in the statistics. All right, let's look at next augment here. I mean, I would not be mad about just grabbing a solo plate here and just having this as our option. He's just going to take the salvage bin here, gets a JG, and it's good enough. AP items, and you can't make JG guard just yet, but you can. Well, I guess if you really want to, you could, but you're going to have to kill your tank. I mean, guard break, yeah. JG guard gargoyle here? Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. I think this makes perfect sense. I mean, surely that's our slam, right? I mean, you could make Deathcap TG. I mean, the upside to this is that you get an item onto Pike. Okay, I'm down. I mean, it's a Pike too. Getting items onto Pike too. I mean, this glove, this pair of gloves is always going to end up being TG late game. The upside to it being a guard breaker here is just good items onto the Zoe, but the upside to making this is, one, we get items on this Pike, and two, we can take something to finish out of this belt on minions here. So yeah, actually this salvage bin made our spot so much better. I mean, the steadfast was a pretty unfortunate early slam, really just made it to try to stabilize, but not your favorite early slam. But this gargoyle, just a much better tank item in general. Going to do a lot of work on this Leona. We have this cosmic hex, so she's scaling up HP, and then the gargoyle is scaling up on top of that. So really nice stuff here. And yeah, continuing to lose. I mean, it's kind of crazy. There's been a pretty low roll early game. We're just rotating to crazy boards. Random Lysander 3, like what? Starlight Hex is okay, but yeah, I think the cloak is totally reasonable here. Do you take Warmogs? I think you do. It's not my favorite, but I mean, it's an item. You can live with it, and we will take this here. And it's a good slam. Doesn't even, once again, doesn't have to be Warmogs the entire game, right? So we can certainly move this around later. But yeah, gonna continue to chill here. Does pick up the Alawi here, so we do have 4 Vanguard if we want to play it. I mean, it's an easy level up, right? We must play this, right? Gonna make the fights once again last much longer here. Yeah, he's considering the Aurora here. I mean, she's a good early game unit to play around. Get the Voyager in for our entire board. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And once again, we continue to just tank on this Leona, chill on this board here. Here's the thing, is that like, I'm actually curious to see how Kurum makes the pivot this game, how he does reach kind of like his true cap, because we're not really gonna be able to go like super fast 9 here. Also, finally get that 8th Leona printed, almost there to the last one. Finds a, I mean, I guess, I mean, this is Psionic, but does the Psionic kind of really do anything? I guess his answer is yes, and we're gonna play around it. Okay, yeah, he's gonna pivot back to this, and actually ends up putting the items back onto to Zoe here, saying, yeah, these are actually better than Aurora. I mean, the Zoe unit's kind of a beast. She does a lot of damage to backline. She actually does kind of has a nice interaction with Pike, where Pike's hitting backline and she's hitting backline as well. Kill off this, or at least do some damage to this ASOL player. Not bad. And we do print finally, our 9th Leona here at 3-7. This is honestly a little behind curve. I think you can really, if you get a good enough early game, print this like mid-stage 3, sometimes as early as like early stage 3 if you hit a disgusting amount of Leonas early. But still, this is really nice to stabilize our board. We have a great board. We just need some kind of backline here. Even just like an ASOL 1 would be pretty good, or a Sona 1 could be not bad as well. Okay, so this will help simplify our game plan a lot. We can fit Shepherd in very easily onto this board here, and then move items over to Sona. Maybe a JG Nash. I know JG Nash tends to be really nice on her. He's gonna make Shojin, so maybe he's gonna go Shojin, JG Nash, just go the full mana build there, and then move the Spark up to frontline. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, and we do actually clear this board from Sun Astronaut, which is huge. And now you can see this Leona stuff, it's printing Leonas every round, which is gold for us. Ooh, Gilded Steel. I mean, isn't it just Gilded Steel? Ooh, he's thinking about like he's thinking about Emblem here. I'm not really sure why. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I would just grab the Gilded Steel here. It's gold. It's durability for your whole board. You could find something good. He finds the Glass Cannon ops to take it. Okay. I mean, this is damage amp on a board that really likes the damage amp. You don't have any damage amp on this board naturally. So yeah, okay. This makes sense. We can continue to play around the Sona here. Hopefully we high roll on our next mod, one of these, you know, econ mods, EXP or gold, that would be kind of the dream. Rotate into a Master Yi player, get cleared because Master Yi is Master Yi. I mean, this Master Yi comp is so frustrating to play against, but I mean, it's got to exist. We do hit the EXP. I feel like, yeah, you usually rotate like, you start on a combat one, and then after the first 2 rounds, you get like an econ one, and then you go back to a combat one, and then oftentimes you go back to an econ one, right? Does it just go back and forth? Has anyone actually like studied the order of the Sona mods? I know for sure you cannot start on econ. You always start on a combat one, and then it feels like a lot of the time you go from combat to econ, but I don't think 100% of the time. I think you can go combat into combat. Any case, we are getting a lot of econ out of this and winning this fight. Man, the Sona hit was actually so huge for allowing us to go 9. I mean, Stormhex, you must take it surely. It's great onto the Zoe for now. He's, I guess, looking at the Rod, but yeah, I mean, Stormhex is so good here. And we're gonna check Chain here. Wow, I was looking at Sword here, just damage items, right? We're almost good on tank items, I guess. This Spark we do want to break down, which is the idea here, right? Is we could actually just break down the Spark and go double Gargoyle, I think is going to be his idea eventually. But for now, it's going to stay Spark, right? We don't want to get rid of the Spark right now, but we could break this Spark down, make double Gargoyle, make like a Death Cap, ideally like a Morello or something. And yeah, for now, we can just make Crown Guard. Once again, it's free. We have Salvage Bin, no reason not to make it here. And actually, rotating into a lot of other people who are looking at fast 9ing, which is really good for us, means that we can potentially win another fight stage 4, which is so big for our ability to push 9. And it's another long fight for the EXP. So yeah, we actually get all this EXP. Only thing that's going to tilt me is that we're odd EXP now because we got an odd amount there, but okay. I mean, this is another combat mod, but we'll see at 2 mods from now. I'm pretty sure you can definitely roll combat into combat, but it feels a lot of the time that you do roll combat into econ after the 2 rounds. All right, last fight that we kind of have to sack this stage here. Can you just throw this onto Leona for a free shield? We are very likely to get cleared by Corky. This is the build that does just... When you are going to fast 9, this board and the Yi board are the boards that just delete you because those guys stabilize really, really hard on level 8. They spike the board insanely. Ooh, is this anything you can make? This kind of spot is so confusing, right? You have to figure out what all the items that you can make here. Like, you want to break this down. I would be looking for, like, you want, like, belt, honestly. Like, these Sona items can stay. The TG can honestly stay. I mean, honestly, the Spark could stay. I think the thing we need most here is some heal cut here. Get belts out of the Crown Guard here. Make some heal cut with that. We can move the Spark if we need to, but yeah, I feel like I would just be digging for a belt here to get to some heal cut because we're just lacking that. We never got a Solar Hex or anything. This is 3 components, but we don't really care that much about... Okay, we are going to take it for the 3 components here. Sell this and just make some, I mean, like some decent tank items or damage items. All right, we're going to roll down here, find the Rost who's good in, find Nunu 2 here. Going to make Protector's Vow here onto that Nunu, so then TG can move over to the Rost here, and then going to make, looking like... Okay, he's going to hold on to this for a second, thinking that maybe we're going to break down. Actually, how are we going to figure out these items here? Because there is no bow. There is no bow to play around Vex unless you want to break down Nashers. I guess that's how you do it. Yeah, you break down Nashers, make that into Gwinsu. Is it even right though? Okay, he's going to go for it. Just because this is actually such a wild game. There's so many decision points to be made with Salvage Bin. This augment's so cool. All right, does break it down here, breaks everything down here, and actually ends up selling Blitzcrank for that. That's kind of awkward. And opts to make blue buff here, and then Gunblade Guard. These items actually ended up so awkward. I don't know. I feel like we probably could have taken something better off of minions, like roll deeper here, because these items actually ended up giga awkward. He's going to have to make like a QS or something. Down to 16 HP, by the way. Oh my God, I did not realize we were so... I mean, we weren't that low, but then we just took some really bad losses. All right, going to roll down, try to pick up the Bards, try to finish out our Fast 9 board. Bard, a really good extra in onto this board. And yeah, I think he... Okay, he does find the Bard. Yeah, and he's going to give up on the Vex. I think this makes perfect sense, right? You can go back to your old... well, maybe JG Nash, but actually it might be more like, yeah, I like this a lot. The JG GS here and then make Morello here. Okay, I like this a lot. And yeah, we don't have to play around the Vex. Vex is great to play around Fast 9, but I mean, slowly, look at this Bard farming, by the way. These other units have gotten buffed up, right? Sona's gotten buffed up. Bard has gotten buffed up over like patches. And so now we end up in this world where you can actually like feel pretty decent to play around these guys as your backline carries. Sona and Bard, actually pretty decent units to play around. And so, yeah, we can absolutely just farm people on this board here. I think this is the gold generation one. I can never tell because there's two yellow ones, so I think this is a gold one. But I think we did roll combat into combat because I think our last one was combat. So yeah, I think it went combat gold, combat gold. So yeah, and Kurum, the game looking very scary, but almost as the top 4 locked in here. And now we've reached this very, very strong Fast 9 board. This was almost like the old school Fast 9 board. People played around this a lot early on the set, and then people found that Nova board and started playing this that version every time. But now I think people are really coming back to this with things like Sona buffs, with the ability to print things like this Leona 3. This build makes a lot more sense, right? If you get a free 3-star frontliner in the Leona, then you can use Nunu as an off tank. You can use Sona as an incredible carry. And I mean, look at this board go. I mean, we're blowing past an A-Soul board that's level 9. I mean, we're actually just kind of clearing everybody. And it got a little dicey when we dropped down to 16 HP. The other nice thing is you can play Vex on this board, just in the slot that the Rost is in. I mean, you can theoretically play it in the slot that the Bard is in. Losing Conduit on the whole board feels bad, so it's usually the Rost slot that you would end up cutting here because everything else just kind of fits really nicely onto the board. But you can, if you want to. Trying to find our next in on this board. Do find the Blitz Crank here. The funny thing is, yeah, we're just going to play Blitz for 5 Vanguard here. The slot that the Blitz goes in is the slot that Leona is in. You can't really cut something else. You can cut Nunu, but Nunu is such a beast late game, and just the potential to CC backline is crazy. So yeah, he's actually just going to play this as his version. 5 Vanguard here, play for the Blitzcrank 2. You get Space Rubin as an extra trait here, which is really, really nice for the Rost. So honestly, this is probably our cap, and we really just want to find Blitz 2 to really cap out. Though this Blitz guy, I was going to say he's hard to find, but maybe not for Kurum here. Also ended up making the JG using his last item from Salvage Bin. I mean, it's a great build for Bard. Bard really good at holding this util. He's actually going to put the Storm Hex on Blitz, and it makes sense, right? He's hitting all these different units around him. He's also got a ton of AoE. Storm Hex Blitz is amazing. So yeah, he actually does this, and it's even like you don't have to worry about being the front to back that Sona normally is. And wow, the game is over. Wow, this is only a 17-minute. We're only 17 minutes into the VOD, but I mean, the game is over at 6-2. He just took the entire lobby down from 16 HP. Wow, crazy game. Well, I think this is a really cool VOD that shows how to play around Fast 9 this patch using the Leona 3 and then playing into this like Vanguard Shepherd board. Just a really, really good example of how to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like the video. It's completely free, helps out the channel a ton. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below your thoughts on anything, really, as long as they're nice for the most part. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Check out my Twitch down below. I did make day 3 of the sub-regional tournament, so I'm going to be playing that tomorrow. Hopefully I can lock in, get top 8, maybe get some prize money in there, maybe get a buy into to weekend 2 of Tacticians Trials. Check out my Metafy down below. If you want to make day 3 of sub-regionals, check out my Metafy, and you can get some individual coaching, get some group coaching, get whatever you want. All right, see you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.